Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab and today's video, which is going to be a new series on my channel, which is going to be called Just a Look, in which I share an eyeshadow look with you from a specific palette, both new and old. This time around, I thought I would feature the Kaleidos Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette. I recently did a collaboration video with the new summer set from Kaleidos, which included this palette, but my focus was on the neon palette and I wanted to share a look using this one as well. I also wanted to remind you that the girl that I did the collaboration with, Jill E Crist, and myself, we're hosting a giveaway for one of these palettes that's going to be closing out this Sunday. So I wanted to showcase the palette one more time in case you were interested in entering our giveaway. I'll go ahead and link the collaboration video up in the card so that you can check that one out if you haven't already, and if you're interested in seeing a look with the neon palette, as well as Jill's look with this palette, which is a lot more wearable than this one and really highlights her beautiful gray tone blue eyes. I think this palette looks beautiful on her. So before we get into the look, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Jody and I upload brand new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And also I would love to hear your recommendations for future videos as well as other palettes to use in this series. Please make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Now let's go ahead and see how I created this eye look. So I'm getting ready to go to a very low-key dance performance, but I thought it would be fun to do a look using the Electro Turquoise Futurism palette from Kaleidos. If you recall, I did a collaboration video last week with my friend Jill E Crist here on YouTube, and I shared a look using the neon palette and she shared a look using this palette. But my friend Jessica Lee Rojas Kent, she's got a channel here on YouTube and I will link both of those ladies down below if you want to check them out. She reminded me that this palette actually has the exact color palette as my dress that I have to wear for the dance performance. And so I wanted to use it in a look. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with this lighter blue shade, and I'm going to use that as a transition. I'm going to be using the Luxie 231 brush, and as it has become habit for me, I'm going to do my good eye on camera and I will do my bad eye off camera. And if you're new to my channel, good versus bad just means that typically this eye, my right eye, has a tendency to water a lot and I struggle doing eyeshadow on that side of my face. So when I'm demonstrating eyeshadows, I want you to see them perform as they would, you know, if you have less sensitive eyes than I do, so I like to demonstrate them on my right eye. Now, as you can see, basically one dip of the brush went quite a long way. I was able to do my entire upper lid with that one dip, but I did want to apply this on my lower lash line to kind of bring both sides of the eye together. I'm going to deepen that out with the deeper turquoise matte shade. I'm using a Morphe M507 brush. This was from the Pride collection, but I think it's a brush that is permanent to their line. And if you can't already tell, I'm kind of going more for an elongated cat smoky eye kind of look. When I was using the neon palette, I did more of a halo eye, and so I thought with this one I can do a more smoky eye kind of look. Plus I think it's more appropriate for my event this evening. So as you can see, these shades blend into each other really quite well, and it makes sense since they're really just varying tones of the same shade. And again, I'm going to run that color along my lower lash line, and I'm going to stop just shy of the inner corner. And just to give this a more diffused look, I'm going to go into that original brush that I used, the one from Luxie, and I'm just going to blend this out. I'm trying to really get caught up with videos and comments and work and everything else that has been a little bit put to the side while I've been training for these performances. So I'm actually doing a foundation review video right now. I'm wearing the Fenty Hydrating Foundation at the moment in case you're interested. Okay, so now that I like the way that looks, I'm going to go into the metallic shade and I'm going to use the MAC 242. I'm going to apply it dry at first. I would like to spray it down, but honestly, my setting spray is all the way over there. So let's try it. Actually, no, I already have my face makeup on. I don't need any fallout, so hold please. If I didn't have anywhere to go, I definitely wouldn't mind just using the shade dry. But the last thing I want is this shimmer blue shade all over my concealer. It's not the look I go for. So as you can see, I'm not doing a defined cut crease, but I am kind of using the brush to draw a little bit of a half cut crease here in the front. Beautiful. This palette looks so beautiful on Jill. She has very grayish bluish eyes and it looks stunning on her. I'm gonna go ahead and just add some depth using the deep brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to use a Luxie 141 brush. Now this brush is really firm, so it is depositing the color, but it isn't necessarily blending it out. So I'm going to use a fluffier brush to blend out the eyeshadow as soon as I'm done placing it where I want it to be. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to use the Luxie brush, the very first one I was using, and I'm just going to diffuse the edges. Now I know that this look isn't going to be for everybody, but please remember this one is stage makeup, and so we really like to emphasize the eyes. You could have left it with just the blue or deepened it up a little bit more with a darker blue shade, and that would make it a little bit less intense than adding in this dark brown. I actually like that they added a dark brown because their other palettes, the brighter colored one, had blacks in them, and so I'm happy to have this deep brown shade in the Kaleidos formula. I'm actually pretty happy with the way that looks. I'm going to finish off my other eye the same way and then maybe play with some liner and lashes and see what we come up with, but I will be back to show you the finished look. So here you are with both eyes finished. I did apply the shade Shockwave, which is this glittery silver shade on the inner corner, and it looks like almost like glitter, like just shimmering diamonds on the inner corner. It looks so pretty. The camera is not doing it justice. So I used every single shade in the palette aside from the shade Voltaic, but you know that orange blended out with the turquoise would make a beautiful look as well. I'm loving the palette. Aside from the eyeshadow palette, I decided to go with a Marc Jacobs highliner, and this one is in the shade Earthquake. It is a very deep brown. I wanted something softer also to correlate with the brown eyeshadow that I used from the palette, and I went for just mascara today. This is the Wonder Beauty Volume and Curl Mascara, and this is the Unlashed mascara. So this is the eye look. I find it so lovely. I think it's gonna flatter my dress really well. I do think it'll look better with false lashes, as almost any look does, for, you know, a little bit more drama and glamour. But I have to fix my hair and I'm running a little late, so I'm thinking I'm gonna stop here, and if I have time later, I'll add lashes. I just wanted to come so that you can see a really close-up look of the eyeshadow look. I hope you enjoyed seeing that tutorial using the Electro Turquoise palette. It's such a fun palette, and we're really excited to be able to give one of those away. If you're interested in my lip product, it really doesn't look that different from what I had before, which was just a lip treatment, but this is actually a lip gloss from Lunar Beauty, and it is in the shade Dreamy. I've been really enjoying this lip gloss. It was one of my favorite items from the Lunar Beauty summer launch, and I did a video on that as well, which I will link up in the cards for you. That being said, I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think of this Just a Look series. It's very simple, just sharing a different eyeshadow look that you can create very easily. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget your recommendations for other palettes that you'd like to see featured in this series, or any other kind of video that you'd like to see on my channel. I really appreciate your joining me for a few minutes of your day. I hope you're doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon on my next one. Bye-bye.